You guys watching, they're the ones. After me and my ex-wife decided to get divorced, first time I've ever done anything like this. Frog poison, part of a healing process. So what's a consistent pattern that's just like run your life? Maybe it's the reasons why you're not making those bigger moves.
Right, back again. How's your morning been?
How's my morning been? Crap night's sleep. And because I'm so aware of like my behaviours and how my behaviours affect how my day goes and affect how my life goes, when I have a shit night's sleep, normally I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then I'll get into a routine. And it got to like 3 in the morning and I hadn't slept much and I knew I had a day of filming today. And I'm like, stick to your behaviours, get up at 4, but then there's the other voice that's like, yeah, but you need some sleep, get some rest. So I took the latter voice, I got some rest, got some more sleep, got up at 6:30. Had a coaching call with about 30 guys at 7. Normally when I get up at 4, I got a full routine. There's a couple of hours of a routine that I do, and it's not one of those routines where I'm out doing cold plunges and deep meditation and fucking whatever. It's not one of those. It's just like enhance my state, get into work. But today I didn't have the time. And I look at my routines as an A, a B and a C. So there's an A routine, which is the optimum routine. That is the 2-hour version. That is the way everything's going swimmingly, it's all going perfect, and I can hit that full 2-hour routine, and I can get a lot done. If I don't have 2 hours, I go to the B, which is like an hour, right? It's a dulled down version. I'm just going to 80-20 it. This morning it didn't, so I go to the C. C's 10 minutes. So it's just like what, and for me, I know exactly what I need to do in those 10 minutes. Knowing what I need to do for the day, knowing who I need to step into for the day. It's knowing what my primary objectives are and sticking to them. Because if they're not like at the forefront of your mind all the time, it's like, what do I want to achieve, what do I want to achieve, then you can be very reactive to whatever anyone else wants you to achieve and it comes into your life. And then you can react and then do that and do that and do that. Whereas when you're super focused on your primary objectives, what's like your goals for this year, your goals for this month, and when you're looking at those every day and you're getting them in your head every day, it's like, then you can respond to that rather than just react to the outside world. And then within those 10 minutes, I was like, oh yeah, the podcast, we want like, in the next 5 years, I want to get to 5 million listeners on the podcast. This year, it's 100,000 listeners. That's my goal, is 100,000. We're about 25,000 at the moment, right? 100,000 is still like a large chunk away. It's quite far out. I should get to that towards the end of the year, but I need things now that's going to keep me going. So it's like, well, the next goal is 35,000. So it's a milestone. So with all the primary objectives, like the big goals that I want to achieve, the big goals that you want to achieve, set milestones along the way. So my milestones for that is 35, and then it's 55, and then it will jump up to the 100,000. So every like big primary objective that I have is like micro milestones along the way that I know that I can keep hitting. One of my biggest mess ups when I first started out in business, entrepreneurship, and even personal growth, was that I do this like yearly planning. Or I do this like quarterly planning. I got better when I started doing the quarterly planning because it broke it down into chunks. Yeah. The big mess up was not having that daily. So I'd like do the 90-day plan or do the yearly plan. Like done, sweet, I completed that now, and then you just go out into the open world, you go into the business and you start working away. And before you know it, like this is what I used to do anyway, I'll just get back into my old habits, fall back into my old routines, my old behaviours, and then kind of forget about the plan that I made. 90 days have come around, let's review the plan. Fucking hell, we completed one thing out of the 7 that we set. As soon as I like drilled in the, look at it daily, like drill it in every single day, like this is what I want to achieve, and every single morning that I'm looking at that, and it doesn't have to be long, it's like 5 minutes, it's like 10 minutes, like reviewing that, really feeling that, like actually understanding why I want to achieve it, not just, the podcast one for the example, like the 5 million views in 5 years. Like actually understanding in my core like why I want to achieve that, not just have that as just some random like egotistical number that I've just launched out there. Is like, why is that important to me? Because if it's not important to me intrinsically, I'm not going to push for it. I'm not going to go for it. Like why? Why is it actually important to you? And the thing I kind of got into that, and I broke that down, reviewed that daily. It was like, here's what I want to achieve. Here's my milestones. This is why I want to achieve it. It's like you start the day off in a much better state.
Congratulations on the subscribers.
Yes.
And the views. What would you say has been the common denominator between some of them that have not come across you before and they mentioned, like, I know there was one that said I'm an 18-year-old or I've just come out of university or college. Anything there that you can kind of say to them?
Yeah, firstly, I love that. That's wicked. When I was 18, I didn't have access to like personal growth, and like I was just figuring it out on my own. I didn't even know about self-development. So for like 18, 19, 20-year-olds and mid-20s that are actually have all this accessibility to all this personal growth, freaking awesome. Find guys that you resonate with. So find the guys that you resonate with, that you actually like what they're saying, you can tell that they're genuine, maybe they've got some things that you like and that you want, and absolutely have them as your virtual mentors, then model them. Like if they've got the success that you want, see what they're doing and model that, literally just like mimic it. See they're going up the gym, go up the gym, see they're eating well, I'm going to start eating well, see that they plan, okay, let's just start making a plan, even if I don't know the right way to make a plan, I'm just going to start. I'm going to get on YouTube, how to do goal setting, how to figure it out. Just like find the guys that you like and model what they're doing, and you'll see so much growth just by doing that, and just be super disciplined with it. So I just got a message from like a contact friend, just making me an introduction to be a non-exec director, potential non-exec director at a company that she's working with. This is how that came about. Is at the start of January, I looked at my business model. I looked at where I'd generated the best business, and I generated the best business actually through shaking hands, through face-to-face connections, and I wasn't doing any of it. I'm all online. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get out from behind the Zoom desk, behind the desk, and actually get out and into the real world. What do I need to do? Who do I know? I made a list of people I know. I knew a couple of people that are consistently going out at networking events, and I just set myself that target for that particular month for the January. But by the end of January, I would have gone out to just one, not 27, but one networking event in London. I made that happen. Literally right at the freaking end of January it was as well, right at the back end of January. But I got out, and that'd been years since I've been out and done a networking event. Met a load of people, had some great connections, and off the back of that, then that has come through. And that could be a six-figure deal for me. I looked at my model, I looked at where I got the best business, and then didn't just spray freaking everywhere. It was like, let's hone in on the things that I know work. Think about who do I already know that's doing it, who's already amazing at it, and then how can I utilize that? And so it's the same with whatever businesses you're doing, whatever goals that you've set for yourself, is figure out the 80-20, figure out where you can be most effective, and then set yourself a milestone, just like I did there, just the one event. Get out the comfort zone to go and do that, because for me, that was slightly out of my comfort zone. I've been in that world for a long time, years ago, and I used to love it. I hadn't done it in a few years. I was like, get out your freaking comfort zone again. Now I went in there, I was like, yeah, okay, it's like riding a bike. It all came back, had an amazing evening. I've got no problem now going and do that again and again and again, but you have to take that first step.
What are them bad boys?
These bad boys, you know what they are. They're the most comfortable trainers. And for all the guys that think Skechers are for old men, I'm proof that they're not. We went to Crete with a load of my clients. There was like 25 of us guys, and one of them cottoned on that I was wearing a pair of Skechers, and as soon as they cottoned onto it, that was it, 25 men just ripping it. And I had no idea that apparently these are old man trainers. Listen, when you start wearing a pair of these, you feel it's literally like you're walking on clouds. Beautiful. So to take the piss, when I got back, I bought 3 new pairs of Skechers. Now all the guys send me photos of like the Skechers shops. When they see another like real old man like wearing Skechers, they'll send me photos of him. But they'll crack. You guys watching, they're the ones. I actually like training fasted, but we're going to train at like probably 12:30, 1 o'clock. And it's a bit long for me to keep going fasted, so I want to get something. I'm going to probably get some oats. This is the one.
Yeah?
Yeah, perfect. Well, normally, because I train in the morning, I have a shake. You want to become aware of your own behaviours and patterns. So bring awareness to your behaviours and your patterns, because the way that we act day in, day out, the way that we behave, it serves us at some level. So and even if we think like, why do I keep sabotaging myself? Why am I not at the level that I want to be? Why is like my mindset not as resilient as it should be? At some level, internally, we like it that way. And that might seem fucking mental to say, but it is the truth. So here's an example, is particularly now actually in today's world, because it's so easy for us to be really comfortable. Like unless we're in like we're in a third world country, like where we are in the Western world, like we live a good life, we live a great life. And it's so easy for us to be comfortable and then not step out of our comfort zone, not step into our fears and go and achieve bigger shit. We want the bigger stuff, we say we want it, but it's easy for us not to go out and fulfill that. And it's likely down to some like internal resistance there that is just keeping us small. So I might not go out and make a bigger move in terms of me like saying, go out and speak on stage in front of 1,000 people. I say that I want to do that. I know that that's going to build the brand and it's going to build my businesses, but I haven't made the move to go out and do that, right? At some level, I like it that I haven't made that move. It will piss me off some days, but at some level I like it. But the reason I may like that is because it keeps me safe from facing a fear, which ultimately the rejection I could get from that. See, I could go and talk on stage in front of 1,000 people, they fucking hate everything I say, and then I'm rejected by all those people. So there's like a fear of rejection there. It's like, it comes down to, ultimately it comes down to self-worth. And like guys in particular, one of their biggest fears is rejection. It is absolutely being rejected. And until they really bring that to awareness, and really fucking get a hold of that, the excuses will just keep coming up. You know what? I'll make the move on, next week. I'll make the big move next month. And it's ultimately, it goes back to your behaviours and your patterns. It's like, what's the consistent pattern that's just like run your life, and maybe is the reasons why you're not making those bigger moves. For me, for example, to go and talk on stage in front of 1,000 people. It's kind of not really any of your business. It's like the timeline will be what it will be. It might take a month, it might take a year, it might take 10 years. A lot of that will be around how much you put yourself out there, how much you make the bigger moves, how much luck that you get along the way. The time, it can take, who knows on the timeline. Anybody can create it, but they have to really fucking want it. And like really fucking want it. Normally people make like drastic transformational change when they go through pain, when they have like a big like turning point in their life and it's a real punch to the gut. It could be, it could cause them a lot of pain, and then it's like a fuck it moment. It's a fuck this, I need to change. But those moments don't happen that frequently. Those big like painful fuck it moments don't happen that frequently. So it's really easy to not want it enough and to not be in enough pain, and just stick with being comfortable. And so yeah, like anyone can have it, but they really have to, it's a difficult one really. They've really got to cultivate that right mindset. Environment will play a factor there, but it's not everything. Like, it's not, environment might influence, but it's not everything. I know people that have been in awful environments, but they still made incredible success. Bit of gym. Yeah, it felt a bit weird this morning because I didn't train this morning. And I'm so used to training in the morning, I can't notice it. So looking forward to getting in here, just moving. More for the mindset benefits of it than the actual physical benefits of it. Like, physically, me training every day, it's not great for recovery and repair and like muscle growth and so on.
Yeah. I was going to say then, does your nutrition factor in differently, or is it pretty much consistent if it's everyday training?
Yeah, my nutrition's like pretty much the same every day. On a Friday evening, I'll eat something shit. Me and Leo have boys' night. We have our boys' night and we'll eat something a little bit shit. But other than that, nutrition's clean like 95% of the time. I get good recovery. And my sleep's always good, like the sleep's always the same. I get 7 hours and that window's good. Last night, not so much, but that's once in a blue moon. 4 days a week, I'm doing resistance, like weight training. Twice a week, at the moment it's actually 3 times a week, I do jiu-jitsu. But 2 of those days are double sessions, so I do 2 hours per day. So it equates to about 4 or 5 sessions a week. And then in between that, go and walk to the dog, that sort of thing. It is, yeah, it is a lot of output. I probably could do, to be honest. I probably could. It's just that at the moment, like, I'm recovering well. My body looks good. I'm quite lean. Until something like tells me that I'm not recovering quick enough or I'm losing too much weight, then I might think about increasing the calories. But for now, Gold's Gym, from Gold's Gym in Venice Beach. I didn't see anyone this time. The first time I went, which was like 6 years ago, saw Arnie. Literally, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. And at the time, I'd just come out of competing, so he's like the idol. He's the man. And he walked in at the same time. It's the first time I've ever been starstruck. Don't know what to say. It's fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Actually, it reminded me like how important those like gym environments are, because it actually like influences you to work that little bit harder. I've always got something on, so depends what mood I'm in. Most of the time, I'll have a podcast or some sort of training, like as in like personal growth or business growth. I'm listening to something. I like to. Particularly like if my day is jammed, I'll double up the time. So I'm training anyway, and I want to do some learning, so I'll just do it at the same time. And I can't say that it's the optimal way to do it, because it probably isn't. But it works for me in that I'll gain some insight from that. And then having a business and then being a father, like time can just like go like that. And I like to learn every day. It's a big part of my routine. I've been doing that for a long, long time. Just constantly increasing the wisdom, constantly increasing what I know, and then how can I then apply that? If I can double up time, gym, or some form of workout, and I'm going to listen to something, I'm going to learn something, then I'll do that. But then there'll be other times where I just won't be in the mood. My brain's already frazzled, or my brain's just like, I'm not in the mood to learn right now, so I'll put on some music. I like, I'm listening a lot to like Nero at the moment. Bit euphoric with drum and bass. And I find that just gets me in it just gets me in the zone. Like I can really just zone out, train. Makes you train a little bit harder as well, that sort of music. And then I'll use, and frequently when I do that sort of thing, I'll use the training as like a form of meditation. I got that from Arnie. I think he might have even said it in Pumping Iron, actually.
Yeah.
He's like the gym is his meditation. And when I heard that fucking like 8-9 years ago. That's spot on there. So it is a good place to zone out and just think about the muscle and the muscle only, rather than 1,000 thoughts going through your head. There you go.
Right, just spotted something.
Here we go.
What are they?
Well, this.
Yeah.
That is something called Cambo. It's frog poison. I don't know the ins and outs of what type of. It's a frog from the Amazon jungle. It only comes from the Amazon jungle. I did this last year as part of a healing process. First time I've ever done anything like this. I've never done anything kind of, particularly to go through like a healing process. I've done drugs in the past for parties, back in my 20s and that sort of thing, but actually like kind of a spiritual process, haven't done. So last year, just after, it was literally the week after me and my ex-wife decided to get divorced, so we had the conversation, the separation conversation. I was like, right, I need to let's sink into my protocol here. Like, what would I advise another man to do? And it was absolutely, let's get away, let's get out of the house and spend some time away from the house, preferably in a different country, which is what I did. And have a week on my own just to decompress, to think, to process, and just begin that journey. This is what I did. Like a few days after we had that conversation, I flew out to Ibiza. I had a couple of clients in Ibiza. One of my clients does this sort of thing, along with psychedelics and lots of those like that. That sort of medicine. He calls it the medicine. And so. I went out to Ibiza, and the first thing that he recommended that I do was do the Cambo, which is it's a purging process. So the idea is that you purge, as in you're being sick, you're getting stuff out of your body to heal, to get all the shit, get all the toxins, get all the negativity, get all the spirits and all the things that aren't good for you, to clean and cleanse your system and get it out. So. That's where that came from.
How long did this purging last?
It was about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not too long. And it was like after the 30 minutes, it was over with. Like I came back round, so I felt very normal after that. I had to drink, I think it was 6 or 7 litres of water, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And like that's a lot of water within that time. And it literally a bucket, like a natural bucket, filled a whole bucket full of. Yeah, no, it was.
There was a lot of negativity.
Fucking hell, wasn't it? Massive like mental tests actually, because when I went into the experience, and my client had put on his amazing, he put on like the experience was phenomenal. What he created for me, and there was like music playing, and it like there was incense, and he went through like a whole ceremony. As soon as it went on, I could feel it in my system in about 10 seconds. As soon as it went on, mind games. Mind games came up. Pete, what are you doing, mate? Get the fuck out of here. Like, bad move, bad decision. Move. Just tell your client that's you don't want this. Like, quit. And at the same time, so that was going on in my brain, and then the other side of my brain was like, hang on a minute, Pete. You know that this is the inner enemy. This is the voice that. There may be some logic there, but is he trying to keep you small? Is he just trying to get you out of what he thinks is safety and security? Whereas this actually could be a moment for you to grow, a moment for you to experience and to grow as a man, and it absolutely was. I was having that battle in my head, and even that battle alone was a growth. It was growth to go through that battle and to power through it. And then continue with the process. And like my client, he said to me, he's like, Peter, I've been doing this for 17 years. Like I've done this with thousands of people. There's not been one bad experience. So I felt safe. I felt secure with my client there to go through that process. But still, the inner games, the inner enemy, which we all have that talk, that negative self-talk. It's going to talk you out of doing things. I wanted to heal. I also I wanted to do the work, not just for myself, but so like I've got the experience and I can then share that with other guys.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, and particularly because I work with a lot of guys. I'm not suggesting that I'm going to go to all my guys and go, right, you all need to go and do Cambo, but it's more about if I can experience as many things as possible, then I haven't just read it in a book.
Yeah.
I've done I can share that. It's the same with business, right? It's not rather than just reading a book, actually doing it, you learn a lot more. Hey, is it windy? Leo, come to Dad. Is it windy, mate? It's so windy, isn't it, Pebbles? How's it been? Good. Oh, it's windy, isn't it?
It was really weird. We've been watching outside, just like it's so windy.
Yeah. Watch out, mate. Step backwards. What are you doing? Oh God, this chair is so freaking awkward.